Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's very cold here today. So, although this is the period of the year, spring, we think of as a rebirth. And that's what the seasons bring in terms of religious festivals, Easter and Passover. It's a time of change, of generation, in my opinion. The trial that we're focused on so much, and the story in a way repeats itself, but the most important, it seems to me, repeat is the fact that we're seeing officers of the law testifying against another officer. Seems to me that gives us hope. These are not witnesses who are testifying reluctantly. These are public servants who are testifying with great angst and upsettedness about something that is true, and without reservation they're giving us their opinion that Chauvin is not one of them, is not like them, did not uphold what they believe a law enforcement officer should do or be. It's an interesting phenomenon, because does it augur well that we can expect officers to resist the systemic racism that has concerned us so much? Ages ago, when Jesse Jackson was running for president, he had helped me in a congressional election in the cycle before that. I ran for office in 1984. 95,000 votes wasn't enough. Voters decided I should remain a trial lawyer. But I ran into Jesse Jackson, and he asked me if I knew what he was doing. And I knew he was running for president, so I kidded him. I said, "No, Jesse, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm running for president." I said, "Good for you, Jesse." And he said, "What are you doing for the campaign?" And I said, "Nothing, no one's asked me." So he asked me to be the co-chair of his campaign in Virginia. And so I said to Jesse, "So you want me to be a narrow band of the Rainbow Coalition?" And he did. And it was very instructive because I got to work with Jesse a lot. I saw him in difficult situations handle himself very well. A man who had a challenge greater than Jesse. He did win Virginia, by the way, so I took partial credit for that. I was the co-chair. Mandela was a man who wanted to create a rainbow nation. Consider the fact that he was up against apartheid. He spent 27 years in custody for his protesting about apartheid. When he was finally released and blacks got the vote, he was their nominee for president, and he was elected overwhelmingly. What man would have vengeance in that situation for what he had suffered at a prison in a small cell for 27 years? Many. And there were people in the nation who felt that way. But Mandela did not. Nelson Mandela resisted it. He said, if we're going to make a change, we have to have forgiveness. We have to be unified. And Mandela preferred a poem. It was written by a Brit. I'm not sure what year. But he would read it and repeat it. And the title of the poem was Invictus, which is unconquerable. That's what it means. And so, in his spirit, he was unconquerable. He was going to be forgiving to bring a nation together. A nation that had, right out there, apartheid, separating whites and blacks. Now, I've been to South Africa. I've seen the shanties, the miserable conditions that some of the people were living in. And Mandela did what he could to bring a nation together, separated by color. It was a kind of social and political miracle. If Mandela can do that, create a rainbow nation in Africa, where they'd had apartheid for so long, by a man who'd spent 27 years in custody, but came from a royal native family historically, and managed to get educated and to bring the people together. Why can't we do that? What is it about America that would resist this obvious solution? Can the trial that we see in Minnesota be a gateway? That is to say, we not only see that systemic racism is real, but by the officers who take the stand and testify about the misconduct of one of their own, Chauvin. Is that a pathway to conquering the racism that we find in our police forces? I think so. I hope so. I thought Zimmerman, who is the head of the homicide and had been there for a very long time, who spoke out so convincingly that to put cuffs on a man behind his back and to then put him down on the floor was extraordinarily dangerous to any individual. And there were others. And so I think that's the hope of the trial. The danger remains, the hope persists. This tension, this uncertainty is what is the drama of life. I do have kind of a joking feeling that the proof of a divinity is that for an alert mind, you can never be bored. Well, there's plenty to keep us alert. It doesn't mean it's joy. It can be difficult and tragic, but we're never bored. We're challenged. And if we do what we're supposed to do, we meet that challenge, we make that change, and we are invictus, unconquerable. So, I'm going to continue my walk, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.